Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we're going to discuss how to write letters that sell. My name is Frank Medina and I've been selling for the last, I don't know, like 30 years. And today we're going to learn how to sell a car fast and easy. So I've been uploading videos to this channel for the last, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 years. But in this one I would like to just share my knowledge about how to write copy that sells. So today we're going to discuss how to sell a Honda Accord. So in this case we're going to use an ad that I use to sell a car fast and easy uh, for a profit. So that's why it's so important in this case that we have to put attention on some things that are important when you're writing. The first of all you have to do is like whatever thing you are writing, you need first inspiration. Also you need information. So the information and the inspiration is gonna come from the web. So that's a really good source of knowledge, so you can write better and be more informative, but at the same time you want to sell. So every time that I'm in charge to be maybe selling whatever, whether it is I don't know, software, hardware, intangible object, what I do is to make a research. So let's think you are trying to sell a car, so you have to look for the model of the car and everything. So in this case I was selling this car, so you just have to put the year of the car that you're selling, or whatever the object or product or service. So you want to have all the information that is available to you. And in this case, you can use Kelly Blue Book and start reading all as much as you can about the thing you are selling. So something that is really nice for me is just to read the reviews. So in this case there's a lot of reviews about this car, so just click it here and then you're gonna have all this knowledge. And what is important, because when people are happy about a product or a service, they're gonna use words that come from the subconscious mind. And so when people are happy, when they're feeling like wonderful, different words are gonna come from their mouth. It's the opposite when we don't feel good, maybe we're depressed or mad. But when people are happy and you know, full of enthusiasm, people's gonna start using a lot of words that otherwise they wouldn't be able to use it. So that's why here is best vehicle ever. So as you can see, I copy that one. Let's open the WordPress. You see best car ever. So that's how we start the car. You can use several like media. You can use Craigslist, that is still #1 for many things. You can use OfferUp, or you can use Facebook. Maybe Let Go or other app that you like to use. So Craigslist, Facebook, and OfferUp right now are like the #1 in the market. So that's why the first part I use this expression, best car I have owned, Honda Accord or Accord 2006 or 4 or whatever year. So then also we say that we need information and we need inspiration. So this after you read like maybe 10 or 15 reviews, you start checking a lot of words that people use that can be added to the copy you're writing. So that's why it's so important. Even I just start reading the this book from David Ogilvy, and he says he did the same before he started writing this master sales copy that he was using in those days. And he just started like reading a lot of information of the product, maybe drive the car or whatever he was doing it, and then start like writing. So that's why a lot of copy that comes from him is really famous. That has to do with cars like the Mercedes and also the Volkswagen and other cars that he was writing. So Here I love this car, so you can use that one, and then you can use, maybe open your word processor, and then you start copying words that you like. Maybe in this case you can say, um, like for example, like this one that says, I bought this car, now it's this miles. Since I have never had an issue with this car, so this is really good expression. I have never had any issues. So I start copying a lot of those sentences, and then start giving them life. So sentences, as powerful as they are, they need to be together, and they have to be linked to each other, so they don't sound like unnatural. So this person is using um, wonderful. It has been wonderful and reliable. So it's using a lot of words that we can use for copywriting. The same if you're selling other product, just go to Amazon and then start reading all the reviews about the product, and then you start getting the inspiration and also the information. So this is so important, since I wanted to drive it forever. So these things you just say when you are really happy about a product or service. So that's why it's so important for you to copy all these things. It doesn't matter what country are you from. It doesn't matter the language you speak. If you have the talent to write copy, you're gonna do it. So you have to find out if you have the gift, and then you have to polish this gift so you can start writing copy. So that's why it's so important that you do it. And it says here, it says, I love this car. I love this car. So you can see when people are happy, use expression that they don't use when they're mad. So like here, big trunk size. For many families, this is really important, and it is. The Honda Accord has a lot of space, and is one of the highlights here in this review that people says, I want a big trunk. And you know, the family trips and a lot of things that has to do with a car, like maybe, you know, having everything to go to the beach and put it in the back of the trunk, or maybe a big trunk to visit the family and take all the suitcase there, or maybe the baby stuff, or maybe somebody that is a salesman that has to transport a lot of things. So you never know which word is going to be the one that reaches the heart of the person. So you have to use as many as you can of these words together, and you start making them sound like a conversation. So that's why, so as it's quiet on the road, actually this was the one that Ogilvy used for a Mercedes or Rolls Royce, that he says when you are so far or driving really fast, the only thing you can hear is the clock. So you see, quiet on the road still works those things, and they said requires little maintenance. So this is important for maybe the economy of certain families, reliable. All those words you start putting maybe in your mind, or maybe just copy to them. Then later you start putting in the copy, and eventually you're gonna put it together so wonderfully that the people that start reading the ad is just gonna get or fall in love. So this is so important. The same, I know people that are musicians, friends, and people that I know they're musicians and they're composers. They just go, a guy that writes this music in Mexico, they said that he just go to the news and start reading all the stories, maybe love stories, maybe tragedy stories, and then make these corridos. So this is so important to have the inspiration and also the information. Once you have the gift, you're gonna put the words together and use it as a weapon, a selling weapon. So here is talking about these cars. And other ones, people have reached 500,000 miles on a car, 300,000. So also you have to use this copy and start putting it together and make it sound like a real human being and not just a person that is trying to sell a car. So this is the recommendations I have for you. So it doesn't matter the country you are from. You can come to America, or even with the internet right now, you can be selling stuff, you know, everywhere, worldwide. So that's why it's so important you put attention. So you can see how I put it together, all these words here. It says if you are looking for a dependable family car, this could be your best option. So I use the word could because I don't want to use the first expression to trying to sell the person. So just ask the people, let me tell you why this car is the best in its class. So you see, I'm not saying this is the best car of all the cars in the world, so I'm not trying to use those things that is really used and abused in copywriting. It has excellent visibility, ABS brakes, that means super secure. So other thing that I have learned through the years that is when you are uh, writing features, you have to explain those features. So ABS brakes. So what is the purpose of those things? Is to make super secure the car, and it is. The car um, is really good, and then I have to use that expression, big trunk. So you see, I took that expression or that word or sentence or those two words from Kelly Blue Book, and then it says roomy, sporty feelings, and then that comes from an IV Tech. So I don't know how many times people they don't understand that they have to use. If they have a VTEC, it's the best engine ever. It's a 2.4, and it says mixes power with fuel efficiency. So again, I just could put or write IVTech or whatever. But if I don't say what's up with that engine, then people's not gonna be able to understand what I'm talking about. So that's why it says it's an engine that mixes power with fuel efficiency. So this is so important because you can go and look for the IV Tech and they're going to give you explanation of 2 hours, and I don't care about that because it's a short ad that I want to bring people and maybe buy the car or at least ride it for a while. The qualities of this car is incomparable, even comparing with a Camry. Sorry, it's comparable. Okay, that's the word I want to say. It's comparable even to with a Camry. Accord feels this is so important because when you say a Camry, people that had a Camry before, they know that it's about the same thing they're getting. Okay, so Accord feels less granny like. So here we have an expression in Spanish is to quemar la competencia or burn the competition. And that's so important because you don't want the people buying a Camry. You want them to buy your car. So always is good to a little bit of churning for the competition. So I'm saying that the Camry is more like granny like. Okay, it looks more like a grandpa or granny car, but no, the Accord. Okay, so this Accord feels less granny like and with a younger vibe. And even if you are like 60 years old, you don't want to look like a granny. So that's why it's so important that people, they know they have a car that is going to look younger. So this is so important. So you can see how I'm getting into the subconscious mind of the person little by little. And then I compare the way I write copy to the Komodo dragon. The Komodo dragon venom is the one that those animals that look like big lizards. They're so slow. So people, in this case, like animals, they're not afraid. Even some people, they're not afraid of them. So those things they just snap really fast, and they get the venom in the bloodstream. So they have a big tongue, and then they start like chasing the prey with the smell that is coming from the dying victim. So it doesn't matter if it's like one of half a mile or 2 miles or 3 miles, the animal start feeling the sense of the prey, and then eventually the prey start like suffocating because the bloodstream is full of venom, and then they start choking, and they just collapse, and the animal gets them and eat them. So that's a coup. Even though it sounds drastic, but a good copyright is like that. When you are um, selling, you want the people to get that thing in their bloodstream. You want to put those words in the subconscious mind, and then the people is gonna want to have your product or services. So that's why it's so important to inject those things in the human brain so they start getting in their bloodstream, and then people will do anything to get your product or your service. This is go back and forth to Mira Loma with $20. From here to Mira Loma is about 85 miles. So even if I say, it's just better to say $20. You go back and forth to LA, which is like 80 miles from here. So this is so important because people they don't know about mileage. They say that this is give you like 35 blah 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 per mile. People, they just want to know simple. They know they're gonna put a little bit of gas and they're gonna go anywhere. So you get more horsepower than a Civic. Again, burning the competition. I don't want them to buy a Civic. I don't want them to buy a Corolla. I don't want them to buy any other car. I want them to buy my car. But I said, but more space. Okay, so more horsepower than a Civic and more space. So if somebody has kids, of course they're not gonna want a Civic because they need more space. And here I'm comparing. I'm personally on an Acura TSX, and this accelerates faster than my Acura, and it's true, So it feels more like kick in that engine than my Acura. I don't know why. Maybe it was a heavier car because it has so many things, but the acceleration is faster. Maybe in the long run, maybe it's faster, but to start and accelerate, it was faster. So that's why I'm comparing. So I'm putting more things in the mind of people, getting excited about the information and telling them why they need the car. This car needs little maintenance. Again, I'm start using, this part that I was talking about, horsepower and kick and modern and all these words that I'm using here, like perfectly they match. They make like a perfect mix that is gonna get the people in the head and they're gonna like the car. So I personally own this car. I says, and this car needs little maintenance. Again, I'm like supplying the subconscious mind that makes the decision with logical reasons. So okay, he's gonna have a nice car. It's fast and it's faster than my Acura TSX, but at the same time, they're little maintenance. So I says that I just reported things I changed. I replaced the motor mounts, steering pump gasket, PCV valve, and IAC valve. I upgraded radio to a 2007, so they know the car is well maintained. The inside is pretty clean. The engine is no leaking oil at all, so it's peace of mind. No check engine lights, no OBD codes, and ready to pass the smog. Actually, about the time that I sold the car, I inspected already. So tires, this is 70% live, so you don't have to buy tires. It has power windows and the locks are normal. So it's a great car, but since we upgraded to an Acura TSX, we have to let it go because I live in an apartment building and just allow one car per apartment. So you can test drive it anytime. So you can see here the copy is perfect. You just go to the mine and then start having a lot of people calling me on OfferUp and Craigslist and things like that. I first started with Facebook. People call me and they would just start asking for like what was the lowest price, because on Facebook you can really copy and paste all this information because it's just allowed maybe 200 words, and that really stinks when you want to sell something. That's the nerds on Facebook, they don't understand what is selling. They just created, the system, but they don't understand a lot about sales. And shame on them. But at the same time, and then I put it on Craigslist, and I start putting everything that has to do with fuel tank capacity, and things like that. That is just like to add a little bit more information. I don't want them to go anywhere and get more information, because if I can provide with all the information, they're going to make the decision and buy my car. So it says the 2.4 liters, the mileage that is about, the horsepower and the RPMs, and it says miles 165,000, which is nothing for these engines. They just go forever. Again, when you have to write something that is negative, you have to cover it with something positive. Okay, just keep it. Tell the truth, but tell them, those engines, and they're really go forever. The other thing that I recommend you always is use bullet points. In this case, you can use like check marks. So these are so important since I read the first book from what's his name, Dan Kennedy, about sales letters. It says he was saying the same thing. Bullet points are so important, and they sell, 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 sell. I don't know, it's something in the mind that we always have since we were little, to have the little check mark, or in Spanish, the palomita. So this is so important because even in subconscious mind, when we were little, and then we have the exams, we start getting these check marks, and we were happy. So I can explain really why they work so good, but they really work, so just use them. And I start checking like no smoke odor, okay? So this is so important for many people that have allergies and asthma. Odor free, so no weird odors, no pet hair. Some people, they have a lot of love for dogs, but some people don't even like dogs. And even if they like it, they don't want to smell other dogs. That's also important to have. We don't have kids, okay? So that means the car is in a good shape, and it's not tear, or like some cars, they just a mess because they have a lot of kids. No oil leaks again, put in the clean Carfax so they have peace of mind. California smog ready, AC working, new serpentine belt, recent oil change, you know, registration pay until the next year. And I said, this is a turnkey car, not a project, ready to roll. Perfect family car, student car, wife car, or you can use it for Uber or Lyft. $3,655. So open to trace for blah blah blah. So I used this one, and really, like in a week, I sold the car for a profit. I made like about $800 or $900 profit on this car, and you can see, if you follow the path and you follow whatever I'm saying, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna sell faster, and you're gonna be able to get into the subconscious mind of the person. The subconscious mind that doesn't want to really, start like having problem with a car even if it's old and those things. So it's so important for you to follow this information. Whatever you're selling, just remember you have to use bullet points. The other one is get in the subconscious mind, use words from Kelly Blue Book, and then your copy is gonna make more sense, and people's gonna be ready to buy your car or whatever you're selling for any price. So I hope these little tips that I'm sharing with you, they're gonna help you in the endeavor of selling better or selling anything you are selling. Start having a lot of people that send me emails to make more videos, because there's a lot of salesmen that they don't have maybe the time, or they don't have maybe the means to buy a course or something else. So that's why I'm putting this for free. So my name is Frank Medina, and if you want me to write copy for you, just contact me through this video. So see you in the next video. Bye.